Hello everybody and welcome to my Planet Coaster build tutorial. We did a short tutorial a couple days ago, which was just generally going over most of the things in the game and focusing on the controls. I decided to do a little bit more in terms of the tutorials, and I'm going to focus on the actual building in the game, giving you guys some tips and tricks that'll help you build some fantastic looking structures. Now it can be a little bit daunting at first because you open up the building menu and there's just so much freaking stuff here. Just goes on and on and on. There's probably going to be more in the future. Naturally, you have some filters over here, so you have all of them: walls, roofs, doors and windows, decorations, and wall signs. And these are broken down even into some more sub-filters, so you can get just some nice arches if you want, or you can get some lights, things like that. And then another good tip is there's a lot of good filters here. My main gripe is anytime you close the build menu, it resets your filters. That's a little annoying. I hope they change that. But right now you can break things up into scenery themes, building materials, building sets, and properties. And then once you're done, you can always reset the filters. So like we just want to see pirate stuff, it's going to show us just pirate stuff. Go ahead and reset the filters, close it. Even more specific, we can get thatched pieces. There you go, close all those filters. And then down here you can actually sort by name, type, and the price. Price is relevant right now because we're in sandbox mode. And then you can always search through it, so you can search for like a light or something. This menu is also movable by clicking and dragging on the top. You can move it to any size you want. I normally have like 2 or 3 depending on how much I'm looking around in here, but we'll just keep it on 3 rows for now. Now when you start a building, you need to decide what you're starting it with. Do you want just a freestanding building? Do you want to start with a shop or a facility? Or do you want to start with a coaster? All these are capable of opening up building grids. For example, we open up a shop, we take a chief beef shop, put it right there, and it is now... I love the sounds it makes. Tasty. Chief beef. Oh, it's always entertaining. So now it opens up a build menu. It does the same thing when you go to a regular building, so we'll click done just to exit out of there. Grab one of these gridded pieces, so we can just grab like a wall or something. Let's just get like a classic brick wall, and we'll just put it right down there. Now it does open up the build menu. Right now these are 2 separate entities. They're not on the same square. You can see I'm switching back and forth, editing building 5, editing building 6. Currently there is no way to combine buildings. You can split them. So say I did something like this. I take this chief beef. Actually, we're just gonna go over here and we'll try and stick to something a little bit more together. So here I have 2 walls. There are 1 building right now. But what I can do is I can select one of these and I can actually split from building. And so now this is its own thing. So this is building 7. So they are 2 separate things now. Currently can't combine them. I can just go ahead and hit Control Z twice and it'll bring those back together. While you're building, you have a whole bunch of different options. Like we can take this wall over here, we can move it by either clicking that or just hitting M. Now we can move that piece. We can duplicate it by hitting this or Control D. Now we have the exact same piece. Or you can, like we just saw, split from building or delete. Now say you want to select multiple things while you're building, you can hold down left click and drag over it. And now you've got both those things, so you can move them or you can duplicate them, things like that. Even after you place something, you can just hit move again to move it around. There you go. This is a little bit more advanced, but you can actually adjust your grid. This is something I don't do often because I'm always afraid I'll forget to change it back or something like that, and my building will just get off grid. But you can change the grid size from 4 meters down to 2, and now you can actually move these 2 meters instead of the 4. But now you're gonna run into things like most of the things are 4 meters on the grid. It can get a little tricky, but this is super useful if you're doing some more smaller work. And then you also have the grid height, which I thought was a little weird. Because the grid is infinitely expandable. Like we can just go all the way up. So it doesn't really have a set height. But that's how you change it if you needed to. For this build tutorial, we're going to do something that the game really lends itself to. We do have the Western theme now, so we're going to try and build like an Old West saloon. And we're going to be basing this saloon off of a drink shop. So we have Cosmic Cow, Milkshake, Sculpey Energy, or Coffee Shop. Let's go ahead, let's show you the coffee shop. So this is a new shop that is in the game, as is the as of the beta, and will definitely be in full release as well. So we'll go ahead and pop that down. This is Street Fox Coffee. They even have their own little mascot. I forgot to show that in my previous video, or the beta unveiling video, but they have Foxy. She's the Fox Coffee mascot. We're gonna start building here, so check it out. Even though I let go of the building, I can go grab the shop, and we can do select building, and then hit R, and then I'll start opening up the build menu and allow us to start building our Western saloon. I'm going to set a couple filters because I know which objects I kind of want to use. If you're not familiar with the objects in the game, it's best to kind of just sort through and figure things out as you go rather than just void out some of the pieces. But we want Western pieces for sure. I'll also throw in some pirate pieces in case there's good ones in there. And then we're going to expand on this filter by adding in modern brick. No, I don't want modern brick. Let's see. I do want classic brick, all the wood pieces, a lot of wood, and that should be good. Alright, first thing we're going to do is get building. When you place a wall, or really any gridded piece, you have options of being on the inside and the outside of a grid. That's why I call it. So think of this as the inside, think of this the outside. It really depends on your perspective. But for the most part, when I build, I do the inside of the grid. I do that so when I place an object there, I have the option of putting another object in front of it on the grid. Imagine if I took this wall piece and had it on the outside. If I put this on the grid, see how it's not able to go there? Now it's on the inside and the outside, but I can't have it flush with those things. So when I build buildings, I generally put walls on the inside of the grid, so that way I can put stuff on the outside. We're gonna take this wall. I could reselect it here, or I could just select it here and hit Control D. And there I instantly have it again, and I can select it and do whatever I want with it. We're gonna do a basic layout here, making sure I'm keeping on the plane. There is some issue here when you have pieces conjoined. Generally, if they're the same piece, it's fine. Sometimes, let's see if I can give you an example. If they're different textures, there's sometimes little graphical glitches that happen. Generally, it's not too bad. Like, you don't see it that much. Let's see, it happens sometimes with roof pieces. Maybe they fixed that. I'm not sure, but we'll just keep an eye out for it. Just be mindful of that if you ever experience that problem. You'll see some, like, bleeding of the different textures. See that I just placed the wrong wall, but I just hit Control Z. There, I'm gonna hit Control Z and it undid it, and then we just keep moving on. So, this will definitely speed up your building process. Oh, there we go, I did the wrong one, so I hit Control Z. Again, a lot of these things just take time to learn, and just to kind of get your flow down. Now, I've actually changed my mind here. We're gonna take the shop, and we're gonna move it. I want it further back into the building. I don't want it just on the edge so people can actually walk in here. We're not gonna be doing interior decorating right now, just for the purpose of the tutorial. We're probably just gonna focus on the exterior. We're gonna just continue to wrap this in with wood. You will see here that there's a gap, so what we're gonna do is bring this wall in here. We're gonna hold shift and we're gonna lower it down. That way this guy can can squeeze right in there. There you go. So now we've filled in that gap. And now what I'm gonna do is a little bit of a trick. I'm just gonna hold left click and it's gonna select all those. I'm gonna hold left click there, it's gonna select all those. I'm gonna hold Control just to select that. And now we've got this whole thing, and so I'm just gonna hit Control D, and we're gonna copy it and bring it up there. I'm gonna grab this piece of wood, hit Control D there, and there you go. Now we do need to fill in this area, so what we're gonna do here is grab some flat roofs, which is, I don't know why where are my wood roofs? Well, these will work, we'll just fill this in there. That's super important. Oh wait, those are, okay, we gotta lower that down a little bit more. Just gotta make sure there's no opening there. And it's the controls are a little weird sometimes, like right now where I'm trying to place it just up there. So it keeps going down the ground, so again, I'm just gonna hold shift and raise it up. Alright, so now the whole way to the drink shop is, the coffee shop is completely enclosed. We're gonna do one more thing there. I forgot to do it. We're gonna go to walls, and we're gonna grab, let's see, this is the natural wood. We're gonna grab the shop front. Oh wait, that's natural wood, wait. Oh, this is natural wood plank, okay, natural wood band wall. Okay, so they have different types of natural wood now. Okay, there we go. So we found the natural wood plank shop front. We're gonna bring it over here, place it around top, hold shift, and just lower it down. Now when we go in there, check it out. We got a little window, and it matches the theme much better. So there you go, see the before and after. We're gonna switch over to roofs real quick, and we can check out these different ones. So we have corrugated steel. Let's actually do pitched roofs. We have thatch roofs, and then we have wood tile roofs, which I think we're gonna use these ones here. Let's go ahead and try out some different ones. I do like this guy. I'm gonna reset my filters real quick just so I can find the roof I'm thinking of. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Okay, we're actually gonna move those inner ones too. Wait, no, not those. There you go. We'll do that actually right now. Let's take those out. I like these wooden platforms. I don't know why they weren't showing up in my filter, so there's still some little inconsistencies in the game right now, but it's all good. Okay, there you go. And so we're not gonna be doing, again, the whole interior here. We're just kind of focusing on this. So we're going to take these wood pieces and we're going to cover up the roof real quick. One good way to do this, especially if you're doing a larger building, you just do one row. I'm holding Control. I'm going to select all these, then Control D, and there you go. Just finish the roof. There you go. We got our building done. Technically. No, it's not nearly done. It's just a weird wooden box. We're going to go into a lot more detail than this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add like a porch and a deck. So I'm using this wood texture a lot. It looks a little bit like we're using it too much right now. We're actually going to change that. So we're going to fill in this whole thing with wood. Oops, there you go. And I do actually want to move this shop and the front of it. So we're gonna move it up one there, and bring that in, so we should have an actual floor there. And then we're gonna grab this guy, and we're gonna Control D and move it up to there. That way we're gonna have a nice little porch up here, and or I guess a balcony up here and a porch down here. Next, I'm just gonna search for wood because I'm generally looking for a few different ideas here, like some beams. Oh, it's a little bit too big. We have thick wooden beams here. So once again, if you guys saw the last tutorial, we went over the differences. See how the backgrounds and these are white and these are the little grid. It's because these are gridded pieces and these are not gridded pieces. So there's a important difference there. There's wood pieces like this that are gridded, so it's perfect for making balconies like this. Or you can grab different ones that aren't gridded and kind of do your own thing. We're gonna get these ones. This is a wooden pillar, chamfered, whatever the heck that means, and we're gonna pick a new color for it. Let's go with let's go like a yellow. Hey, you know, it looks okay. We can make this like a yellow saloon. Or no, let's go with the coffee color. So it's kind of red there. So let's pick a different red color. Okay, let's grab this. And maybe like a deep red. Yeah, I like that. Since the coffee place is already themed red, we'll go ahead and go with that. And now I can move around whatever I want. Again, I can hold F, and it'll center in there. See how I'm moving the mouse? And it centers it there. We're not going to do that, though. What we're going to do is do advanced building. And so we're going to hit X. It's going to open up this menu. And we can do very fine adjustments to the beam, whatever we want. I'm just going to try and line it up right about there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that'll work. And then we're just going to click on it to place it. Now we can move this one and find a new spot for it. And click on it to place it, and so on. There we are, we have the supports done for this guy. I'm just going to hit escape just to exit that. And now I want a nice balcony up here. We have a couple different options if you search through here. So we have things like wooden railings that we could use, but there's actually a brand new object I want to use, which is the decorative wooden railing. So that'll go well with this. We're going to select this green color here, and under most recent, you can actually see the red color we used there. We're going to hit OK, and now it matches that. So there we go. I want to bring it up here. I can just do it manually, or I can hold shift to kind of try and bring it up. And then once again, you can hit F to kind of center it. Here's a good tip. So I hold F to make sure it's the exact center of this piece. While holding F, I hit X, and it keeps it there. So it ensures that it's perfectly center right there. And then we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick here. So we're going to make sure it's nice and centered. Click to place it. Move this one over. Make sure it's in place. We're going to click to place it. We're going to hit escape, so we're actually going to leave it. We're going to grab this. Hold control, grab that one, hit Control D. Oh no, it did it. Okay, that's a bug that the game has. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Control D, there you go. And now we have this as a griddable piece. So anytime you have two objects, even if they're not a gridded piece, like these ones here, if you have two of them, and then you copy it, it becomes griddable. And so like if I have one more I want to do there, I'm just gonna hit Control D again. I'm gonna place it, then I'm gonna grab one here and hit delete. So it just deleted one there. And so now there's just one instead of two on top of each other. And then to finish off this corner, since I did lose it, since we accidentally reset our filters, I'm just gonna select this one, hit Control D, and now we have it. I'm gonna hit Z to rotate it, hit F to center it there, hit X, there you go, and now it's all centered, and I can just line it up how I want. And click, and then we're gonna swing it all the way over here, finish up this side, and click, there you go. So we got our railing done, looking good. Now that we got this done, I want to do a little something to this roof. It's a little bit too flat for me. So we're going to check out some of these natural wood pieces. These arches. I think they look really cool up here. And so we're going to use some of these. I like those, but I don't like the green. So we're going to change it to that red color. There you go. Going to hit Z twice to flip it around. And then we need just a regular piece of wood there. Or we could do the arch up there. That's looking good. But now we have this kind of strange gap in here. So we could grab this half wood piece there, and that'll fill that in right there. So this is just a half wall, and there you go. That's looking pretty good. I like it. And to kind of finish out the roof here, we're gonna grab this natural wood plank, and we're just gonna wrap this around the entirety of the roof. This is definitely a style I've seen in some Old West buildings before. So there we go. Gives a little bit of a extra dimension up there. Gives us some depth. Definitely makes it look good. We're gonna move over to doors and windows. I still have wood in the filter, and we're gonna check out some different window designs that may match this. We're gonna hit V to make sure it's snapping up against this. So you can see over here, line to surface. So right now it's off, so it'll just face that way. I hit V, and now it's on, and so now it'll line up the surface. I'm gonna pick a window I like. Oh, those ones are pretty cool. Oh, wait, I like the shutters. Okay. And you can see, since we've already been doing things with red, and the game remembers, so it is actually setting these things to red. Even though they're green here, it's keeping them red. So that's a good way to keep your theme consistent. We're just going to hold F, so make sure it centers these guys all through there. And that's looking pretty good. We're going to do some windows down here as well. Do it a little bit differently rather than just having this exact same ones up there. And then I want a door up here to kind of be the way that you get up here. So you have different options here. Just try out different things, see what you like. Some are a little bit too fancy. Some are not fancy enough. Let's see, I kind of like the double wide one. There you go. So we're going to put it there and hold F. But see how it's a little high. I'm actually going to hit X while holding F. And we'll lower it down just so it's more flush. There you go. Looking pretty good. And I want to add a little bit more texture and stuff to the walls. So what we could do is we could grab these guys. This is something I've done in the past a lot and use these gridded ones. These are nice because they just snap into place. But instead we're going to take some, let's see, where are they? Where did they go? I was just looking at them. Here they go. Okay, these wooden columns. And we're going to go ahead and line that up there. Hit V so that way it's no longer lining the surface. We're going to find a good middle ground of how that looks. Let's move that in just a tiny bit. There you go. And we're going to click to place it. And we're going to move this one up. And right there where they're just touching, click to place it. And then up a little more. Let's see, do I want it to go all the way up there? No, I'm just going to have, I'm just going to have it there and there. So now we can take these two and we can hit Control D. And now they're griddable. So we'll be able to put them pretty much anywhere we want. There, I'm just going to keep them on the corners of the building. There. And okay, it's a little bit funky sometimes. Kind of got to figure out where to place it. There we go, and I'm holding shift to move it up and down. And there. And then what I want these to be doing is supporting something going around this ring here. This discoloration I'm not a super big fan of, so I want something, some sort of overhang. We have some new cool pieces that we could accomplish that with. So we have these pieces. They're called wooden decorative course. So we have a couple different ones, a big long one there, a little short one, and then the thinnest one right there. Again, we can change the color of these, but I kind of like that color. Let's see what it looks like in the red. It actually looks pretty good, yeah. So these, if we touch this roof piece right here and hold F, it'll actually line them up perfectly there. So we can just place them quickly and calmly. There you go. And just wrap the whole thing in them. And then I forgot to put some doors down here, so we're just going to grab these guys, put one there, and one right there. Just kind of zhuzh that up a little bit. And I decided to put some windows there anyway. Let's get into a little bit more detailed work. I want to add some lights on here. So we're going to go in here into decorations and then click on lights. And you have a whole bunch of different things we could use, like these iron square lamps. So pretty cool. To do this, we're going to switch to nighttime real quick. There you go, make it nice and spooky. Hopefully not too spooky. So these are good if you just want to hang them or put them on the ground or something. The storm lanterns are classic. Let's see, iron hexagon lamps. I kind of like the look of these things. And so we're going to line the inside here. Just like there and there. And there and there. So it's all nice and lit up in there. We're also going to take these storm... they have a name, storm lanterns. I didn't know they were called that. And we're just going to place them here and here in between the windows. Again, just free placing these. I could hold F. And it's going to snap them just right there and there. But I'd rather just kind of place them by hand. We're going to do the same thing on the second floor. And there you go. So it's looking pretty nice and lit up already. And then our signs, we do have street coffee or street fox coffee signs. So we're going to try and see if there's any cool ones we want up here. We have just a fox. That one looks good. Street Fox Coffee. Established 1994. Oh, okay. I'm older than Street Fox Coffee. Oh man, by 3 years. Wow. I'll switch it back to daytime real quick. And now that we got the building relatively done, there's still more stuff we could do to it. We're gonna go to scenery, and we're gonna open the western themes here. And so we have a whole bunch of different stuff that we can dress the area with. Like we have these hitching posts, which will definitely look cool because this is where they'd be. You'd hitch the horses right in front of the saloon. There you go. We can just put like a couple oil lamps, like they're just tossed aside. Doesn't need to be symmetrical or anything. Just kind of laying about. We also have dynamite crate. Ooh, we don't really want that up here. We could put it up here. I mean, we got this luggage and stuff too. Ooh, or we got this. This is like the horses could get a drink. So we'll put one there and one there. Grab some more stuff like some of these rope coils. Put one there. Put one there. Then we have like this notice board. Or we got the poster board. That can just go like right out front. Because this is where we're going to have the path coming through. So we don't want too much stuff there. We could have the notice board. Actually, we could put it right there. There you go. And we take things like the water tower, kind of put it right next to it with a nice water basin right there. Put some of these crates here, just kind of scatter them around, try and make it look like they've just been naturally placed there. Maybe next to this wagon that they're going to be loaded into, something like that. There you go, we've kind of dress set it a little bit, is a term I like to use. Let's go ahead and get the path in here. Let's pick, colorful brick path. Let's do the rustic gravel one with wooden trim. We're going to make it as thin as possible. We're going to keep on the grid by hitting spacebar. And now we should be able to, no, we want that there. There you go. And now it kind of just goes along the ground. And you can just imagine this path leading up to the coffee shop from somewhere else. Let me just make this a little bit better looking by extending the path. There you go. So you can imagine people coming up to get some coffee. We can go even further. Let's go ahead and open up the Western theme. Add some of these street lights on here. It's like one there. Just kind of do it, changing every single one. Or kind of back and forth, kind of a zigzag up here. Maybe even add that thing, whatever that is. What is this called? The windmill or wind pump? Well, I know it's a windmill, but apparently it's a wind pump. There you go. And then we can go into things like nature. Apparently it's not good enough for Western. Then we can kind of set the whole area with some cacti scattered about. Nothing too crazy. This is stuff you guys have definitely seen me do before. Yeah, so this is just things you can do to kind of make it feel a little bit more fun. You can even take this whole thing. We could do sand. Is that sand? Yeah, that's sand. Well, that's close enough to sand. And there you go. Just set the whole area in sand. And sweet. So you've got the Street Fox Coffee Saloon. Looking pretty good. There you go, guys. That is just a quick tutorial, a quick guide to building an in-planet coaster. We just made a nice little, well, it's pretty big, honestly, for a coffee shop, but nothing too crazy. Just hope that this gave you guys a little bit more insight into how building works. Hopefully inspires you to go out there and build some of your own stuff. It definitely helps to start with the themes that the game currently has, like pirate, western, fairy tale, and futuristic, things like that. And then you expand and learn how to use some of these other pieces in your own different types of themes. But definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed and want to see more Planet Coaster tutorials from me in the future. Let me know if you have any questions, suggestions, things like that in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye.